Red bird alert! Red bird alert!
You're not just selling this pen. You're selling a part of yourself. You're selling you. So don't take it for granted. Be a man and suck it up, or get out. Either way, I don't really care. Give me a whiskey.
Ooh, but Mr. Draper, I'm just your
Oh, hey everybody. PT here. You just caught me doing, nothing. Mad Men lasted for 7 seasons on AMC, and if you're not watching AMC, then what's wrong with you? I understand if you can't afford the really good channels, but still, there's Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, your parents' house. The series stars Jon Hamm, Elizabeth Moss, January Jones, and Christina Hendricks. The cast is crazy big. The series creator, Matthew Weiner, his film credits, or TV credits, include The Sopranos and Becker.
And you know something, you're free not to like me either, as long as you do it for the right reasons. And if you don't like that, you kiss my ass.
That's an odd couple. Jon Hamm plays Don Draper, who is the top dog at Sterling Cooper, a ad agency in New York City, where the whole series takes place. Don is an alcoholic smoker and loves to cheat on his wife. I guess most men were like that in the 60s. Jon Hamm was born to play the role of Don Draper. I really can't imagine anybody else as this character. Elizabeth Moss plays Peggy Olson.
Glad you stopped by for breakfast, Jimmy. Oh, excuse me a moment, will you? Hey, Mr. Kent, you're out of Kellogg's cornflakes.
Out of Kellogg's cornflakes. Fine host he is.
No. No relation to Jimmy Olsen, even though that would be fantastic, because a lot of times when I'm watching the show, I imagine Don Draper in a Superman outfit. I mean, just think about it. The show is definitely about Don Draper's life, and everything revolves around him, but everything also revolves around Peggy. Peggy, you love her, you hate her, you're frustrated with her 1 minute, and then you love her. She's definitely one of the most complicated and awesome female characters I've ever seen on television. When thinking about great characters on television, well, you definitely have Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, Third Rock from the Sun, shows that really get into it. One thing that's really awesome about the show, and really creative and different, is that, yeah, Sterling Cooper is based in Manhattan, of course. There are never really any shots of the skyline of Manhattan. And not saying that they couldn't find stock footage of New York in the 60s, but there's just none there. And it's really refreshing. It really makes it centered on Sterling Cooper. It makes you feel like the outside world doesn't really exist. January Jones plays Betty, Don's wife, and she's basically a trophy wife. She chain smokes, she drinks, she's lovely. Christina Hendricks.
Lieutenant Frank Driven, Police Squad, this is my Captain Ed Hockin.
Is this some kind of bust?
Well, it's very impressive, yes, but we need to ask you a few questions.
Yes, we all know. I'm not going to talk about that part of her character, because there is more to her character. I just don't want to give away any spoilers right now about it. So let's just leave it at that. She plays a great character. I will personally have to say, without giving any spoilers away, that the hero of the show is Sally, Don's daughter. Her character brilliantly goes from being a kid to a preteen to a teenager, and it's just a really, really great transition. The series bobs and weaves with every new season, but every new season is refreshing and new, and it's really interesting to see what happens every year. Am I crazy about Mad Men? Yeah, I am. But after 7 seasons and 8 years, you know what? I gotta say, and again, giving no spoilers away, the last episode, mwah.
How many times must I tell you not to barge into my office without knocking?
I know, Chief, but this is important.
Don't call me Chief.
Chief, I'll go with Miss Lane. I won't let anything happen to her.
And don't call me Chief!
I'll be with you in a minute, Mr. Kent. Thanks, Chief.
Don't call me Chief!
Just thought I'd mention it, Chief.
Well, then why didn't you take more notice of him? And don't call me Chief. Don't call me Chief. And don't call me Chief. Don't call me Chief.
And don't call me Chief.
And don't call me Chief either. Don't call me Chief. Don't call me Chief.
Gosh, Chief.
Don't call me... Well, all right, James. This is one time you may call me Chief.